Ever feel like you're just swimming in information, drowning almost, and you wish someone could just cut through it all and give you the key stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Information overload is real.
Well, today we're doing just that. We're diving straight into something really fascinating. Unlocking the potential of Kenya's, well, massive livestock economy. Huge, but kind of under the radar.
It really is.
And this isn't just about, cows and goats. It's about people's lives, innovation, and a really interesting new partnership we're going to explore.
Mm-hmm.
So our deep dive today focuses on how practical finance and good data are becoming these crucial missing links for Kenya's livestock sector.
The missing pieces, yeah.
We're pulling insights from what's happening with two main players, Imfuyo, they're a fintech company actually doing things on the ground, and JKUAT, which is a major university there.
Jomo Kenyatta, University of Agriculture and Technology, yeah. An academic heavyweight.
Exactly. So our mission is to figure out how this collaboration could really fundamentally shake things up for the whole sector.
And you used the word massive before, and that's no exaggeration. We're talking about figures like 20 million cattle, roughly. Maybe 26 million goats, 20 million sheep.
Wow.
It's enormous.
Wow.
Central to so many livelihoods across Kenya. But, and this is the big but, despite that scale, that importance, getting financial support, it's a huge, persistent challenge. It's a real paradox.
That's a critical point, a paradox.
Yeah.
Because it's so vital yet under-resourced.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, paint a clearer picture? What are the numbers telling us? How unsupported is it?
Sure. The data, honestly, it's pretty stark. You look at agriculture overall, the whole sector gets less than 5% of formal credit in Kenya.
Less than 5% for everything.
For everything, not just livestock. Then you look at, say, vets, fewer than 50,000 specialists for the entire country.
That seems incredibly low.
It is. And livestock insurance, it's basically, well, it's below 0.05% penetration, almost non-existent. Digital tools, minimal adoption. It really shows the system's starved of resources.
So what does that actually mean for a farmer day to day? This high risk and low support environment you mentioned, it sounds like they're caught.
They are caught. It creates this vicious cycle. Exactly. I mean, imagine trying to grow your small business, secure your family's future when getting basic financial help or even technical advice is such a struggle.
Right.
And the paradox deepens because this very lack of support, especially the lack of good data to assess risk, it creates that high-risk label that scares off lenders.
Okay, so the lack of data makes it look risky, which stops the investment needed to get the data or lower the risk.
Precisely. It just stifles growth, prevents stability, and you have to ask, how does such a vital part of the economy even function with so little formal backing?
That's the key question. So in this tough environment, who is stepping up? Who's been, getting their hands dirty trying to solve this?
Well, that really brings us to Imfuyo. They've been in this space for a while now, and crucially, not just watching from the sidelines, they're practitioners.
Mm-hmm.
They've been working directly in agri-finance. And what's really interesting is their approach. They develop these things called agri-scores.
Agri-score. Okay, tell me more.
Yeah.
What are they? How do they actually help a farmer get, say, a loan?
Yeah, think of it like a specialized credit score, but designed specifically for farmers and their animals.
Okay.
These scores aren't just based on financial history. They pull in data on the farmer's practices, behavioral insights, detailed animal health information, and this is important, community validation. What do people nearby know?
Using local knowledge, too.
Exactly. So by building this richer picture, these agri-scores help reduce that perceived risk for lenders. It makes the opaque understandable. And that, in turn, opens the door to financial products designed for farmers, not just generic loans.
Making the invisible visible. I like that. And this isn't just theory, right? Imfuyo has results, real-world stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's about tangible outcomes. You can look at their work in places like Kirinyaga County. They've implemented feed loans, insurance linked to dairy farming, and they've shown it can work. It can be commercially sustainable, which is key for lenders, but also genuinely socially impactful for the farmers. That's the sweet spot.
That dual impact, commercially viable and socially beneficial, that's often the hardest part to achieve, isn't it?
Yeah.
What kind of hurdles did they face getting there? And surely they can't scale this alone.
You're right. It's never simple. Big challenges include building trust, in communities where maybe formal finance hasn't delivered before, and just the practicalities of collecting reliable data, often in quite remote areas.
Makes sense.
But to your second point, scaling, you're spot on. One company can only do so much, which is why this recent news, this milestone announcement about Imfuyo partnering with JKUAT, the university, is actually a really big deal.
Okay, so the university comes in, JKUAT. What's their angle? What do they bring to this partnership that Imfuyo maybe didn't have on its own?
JKUAT brings, well, serious academic firepower. Their strategic role is leveraging research, innovation capacity, and practical design skills. Their goal is clear. Help speed up farmer access to finance, yes, but also really improve how data is collected and used, and crucially, build systems that can actually scale up. Not just pilots, but something bigger.
Right, taking academic rigor and applying it in the field.
Exactly. It's about translating solid research into practical, validated tools farmers can use.
That sounds like a great synergy on paper. But sometimes, academia and the real world, they don't always mesh perfectly. What specific things does JQ bring that make this partnership likely to work? How do they turn those scholarly models into field-tested solutions?
That's a fair point. JKUAT offers some really concrete things. First, access to their R&D, especially in animal health and agri-data systems, the science bit.
Okay.
Second, they provide the framework for rigorous testing. They can help design and evaluate pilots using proper institutional methods, making sure things really work.
So validation.
Yes, proper validation. And third, they foster these innovation pathways that deliberately combine the theory with farmer-focused design. So the solutions should actually fit the farmer's needs. It really complements Imfuyo's practical strength.
Okay, so you've got Imfuyo's street smarts and JQAT's book smarts working together.
Kinda, yeah. Bridging that gap.
So connecting this back, you listening might be thinking, okay, another agri-fintech project. We hear about pilots all the time. What makes this one different? Why might this succeed where others maybe stall out?
Excellent question. Because lots of pilots do stall. What makes this stand out, I think, is this idea of convergence. It's not just one piece of the puzzle. It's bringing several critical elements together intentionally.
Convergence, okay.
Yeah, so first you have Imfuyo's operational maturity, or maybe vintage is a good word. Years of actually doing lending and insurance on the ground. They have the scars. They know it works.
Real-world experience.
Exactly. Second, you've got the academic depth from JKUAT. The research, the structured innovation, the testing capabilities we talked about, the scientific validation.
Right.
And third, and this is crucial, is the deliberate scalability intent. From the start, they're designing these systems not just for themselves, but to feed data and insights into established banks, insurance companies, even policymakers.
Ah, so building pathways to the bigger players from day one.
Precisely. So together they're building solutions that are locally rooted, driven by data, but also financially viable for the long haul. It really could set a new standard, not just in Kenya, but for other emerging markets facing similar livestock finance gaps. It feels less like just another project and more like a potential new model.
Okay, that makes sense. The combination is key. So zooming out, what are the wider implications here? For the banks, the government, but maybe most importantly for, the listener, the communities actually involved.
The ripple effects could be significant. For financial institutions, banks, insurers, it means getting reliable data, these agri-scores, and risk models they can trust. It reduces that perceived risk we talked about, potentially unlocking a lot more capital for the sector.
Making it less scary for them to lend.
Exactly. Then for the agricultural policy people, the government ministries and agencies, they get evidence. Recommendations based on both solid research and practical experience. That should lead to smarter, more effective policies.
Better informed decisions.
Hopefully. And then, critically, for the farmers and their communities, this means real access. Structured credit that fits their needs, insurance options that actually work, tech support designed with them, not just for them. It's about giving them tools built around their reality. That's where you see the potential for real transformation on the ground.
Getting people out of that cycle we discussed earlier.
That's the goal. Tangible improvements, real pathways forward.
It really feels like this collaboration shows that transforming livestock finance isn't just a nice idea, it's actually happening. It's palpable. Imfuyo and JKUAT, they're not just talking concepts. They seem to be delivering tested, potentially scalable solutions.
I agree. It's a powerful demonstration of moving financial inclusion from just an aspiration, something talked about conferences, to actual practical implementation.
Right. Real action.
Fueled by this smart partnership between practice and academia.
So as you go about your day, here's something to think about. This model, deep academic knowledge, combined with hands-on operational experience, Where else could it work? Think about other sectors, maybe in your own community or that you read about, that are under-resourced or are facing unique challenges. Where could a similar convergence unlock hidden potential? What other partnerships like this are waiting to happen?